Good evening, my friends. This is VJ Franz K. Tech Reviews. You'll notice my usual logo is going through video effects. You're probably wondering what that might be. It's Lumen, a new video app for your Mac OS computer. It's an app that simulates analog video synthesis. You see, you've got the cables here and everything. You can change the patching if you want. It is an excellent app to use already, and you can run it into your existing VJ apps if you have them, like, Modulate or Resolume or VDMX or other things like that. But you can also just use it to make your own interesting patterns. See, this is some interesting stuff I just stirred up while messing around with it last night. I'll explain later on why you should be truly fascinated with this stuff, because it's different. It's different than the digital way of doing things. It's a simulation of the classic analog technology that they used to use in the 70s and 80s, and it went out of fashion for a while, and now it's back, and it's cooler than ever because you can blend it with all your digital stuff if you want. So when I said that Lumen was analog video synthesis simulated on your computer, what exactly does that mean? Well, you can see we have this pattern here with all of these arrows moving back and forth, but then you can change it in these sort of interesting ways. It sort of looks like a TV with the circuits going in every different direction, or maybe you're holding a giant magnet up to the screen of one of those old CRT TVs. In the standard def days, you got to remember that. Actually, the analog video technology is standard def, so you'll have converters that will turn it up to HD if you want to mix it that way. But anyway, we've got these knobs on here that you can change, and you'll notice, knobs. And these patch cables, just like you're using propeller head reason, is the classic example, but there's, Reactor, a bunch of other apps. It's hard to do this while you talk about it, but it's very easy to do this if you just sort of concentrate into the world of analog circuit machines actually making these waveforms with oscillators. The oscillators are running much faster than the audio oscillators to make these waveforms. And there are some really good talks on the internet, on YouTube. I have some on my channel, actually. I filmed Johnny Woods, who's one of the experts here in Los Angeles, discussing his LZX modular setup. It's a different way of approaching video. A lot of us VJs, we think in a very digital way. It's all about the TV. It's all about, After Effects, that type of thing, or Photoshop, all of these ways to generate an image. But then, there's a definite different look to this sort of thing. And, that's why you should want it. It has a real sense of motion to it, because these oscillators are always oscillating to generate these things. If it doesn't seem to be moving enough for your taste, go ahead and adjust it to, something that looks more interesting. You can save it to 4 corners of this area and then morph back and forth between different states of the system. And yes, they do include some effects that, this rotation, for example, this would be a frame buffer effect from like a Chaos Pad Enhancer, which I still have. And, but it's common to use the analog video synthesis with some digital things to give you extra features. It's common video mixers and such. So they've included that type of thing here, and it just makes your experience more fun, That way you get this kaleidoscope thing. Well, see, I'm already enjoying myself. And there's the sort of zoom in, which is like putting a camera in front of a TV and moving it closer to the screen and doing the video feedback. Yes, you can run your computer's camera. You can run in external cameras. You can run in other programs through this, which is a list of siphon inputs. You know, from your modulate, from your Resolume is quite popular right now for VJs, VDMX. You could use Max MSP jitter and create, you know, your own visualist type thing. So many different possible effects, and you save them right here in the Browse menu with previews. So just, you know, load them up when you want them. It's really convenient. The app runs very smoothly. I like it. It includes a, you know, easy help menu and access to a manual, which, you know, at the beginning you don't really have to use the manual. You can just mess around and, you know, try messing with the knobs and see what they do. But then you're going to want to read the manual and discuss all of the really advanced possibilities that are possible. And there are a lot. And, you know, I'm already thinking of new ways that I'm going to use it in a live show or something like that. It'll be a lot of fun. So check this out. We have a sort of forest image like this, you know, melodic IDM in the background, kind of like Boards of Canada or something like that. I designed this, didn't take that long actually, using the patch cables and knobs here in Lumen. And you know, how did that work? Basically, you go to the knobs, you move them around until you get something that you like. And it's easy to go through all sorts of different interesting displays. If you want, you can map them to this. Basically, it's a morphing pad with 4 corners of the morphing pad. So you get to set up each corner if you want, and you can fade between those. You don't have to use that if you don't want, if you consider it cheating or something like that. But notice it moves all of the knobs to each saved state, like that. I have some other patterns I was messing with. This one makes me think about, you know, holiday decorations or something like that. Getting a little bit of flashing feedback on that. See, that's interesting. You know, to make a new pattern with Lumen is as easy as selecting new, of course, and then you get this thing, which is a grayscale wave. And that seems kind of boring, but it's a good beginning. See, just go to the knobs and already turn something, and instantly you have some color reactions going on. At the beginning, the 3 oscillators are set up to red, green, and blue colors. So by setting the different oscillators a little bit out of phase with each other, we're getting various rainbows of color by the mixing of the red, the green, and the blue. The knobs are cool because the center is a fine adjustment, and sometimes you just need a fine, very narrow adjustment to get that effect that you want, you know. Like, you notice that is holding still. If I adjust it more than a little bit, it's going to start moving all over the place. The large adjustment is here, so you can get these huge wide. I'm going to try the mod here, where this mod is going to be fed by the previous channel. And let's see. I'll do something with the sync. I'll put the sync on this one to be, well, see? Checkerboard patterns. I didn't intend to do that, but I already am liking the result there. Going the other way. See, this is fascinating. You know, this is a different way to approach the idea of building patterns. So, and now it looks sort of three-dimensional. You know, that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and save that so I don't get it mixed up. Reading the manual will clarify what these oscillators are actually doing. So that will, it's, you know, in this review I don't really have time to explain it, and, you know, I'm not an expert on analog video synthesis myself, so there are other ways to do it, but I'm learning it pretty fast. You know, I wanted to get one of these analog video systems, but they're kind of expensive, and I just recently got a new PC laptop to VJ with, and this is my Mac VJ laptop, which is my previous laptop. So this is not a brand new laptop. It's, you know, MacBook Pro from a few years ago, but it's still running this app quite nicely. I tried running it with Resolume at the same time, using Siphon, and that worked fine. So, you know, the processor usage seems to be quite reasonable for Lumen, and that's great, because you are going to want to use it with some other programs, you know, run it along with, there, that's a nice sort of oscillation. It's moving in time, or, you know, maybe you'll run it alongside some music apps on your computer or on a different computer. Some people like to split the audio on one computer and the video on another computer, but the machines are getting strong enough these days that you might not have to do that. Now look at that, I like that. Alright, I'm going to save this as another change point, and we can morph between those two change points that I've set. Yeah, sort of cosmic fish scales, you know? It's really, you should just load this up, and, you know, you can create ideas that you have in your head, but you'd be surprised, as you are working on that, how many inspirations will just come to you out of the blue or out of the other colors based on just what you see. So give yourself the chance to have fun that way. VJ Franz K testing the Lumen analog video synth simulation software on Mac OS. It's called Lumen, and it will be available on April 22nd on Friday. So that's coming up quite soon. Get ready to order your digital download and have fun, and you can try the demo. It's free. The only difference is that you can't save on the unregistered version, and the output has a watermark in it. But otherwise, you can still see what's going on under the hood, and just give yourself a chance to experience the workflow. I think you'll like it a lot. VJ Franz K. Please subscribe and come back to this channel for interesting audio-visual inspiration anytime you want. Leave your comments and requests. Thank you. Check out all that detail close up. It's fascinating. I don't have the analog video synth modules yet, but I have been using a video mixer for years, and you can do a lot of things like that. You get a feel for how it works. You may not ever understand all the underlying math or, electrical morphings behind it. But just look at that. It's modern art. It's like the surface of Jupiter or a rainbow, or just, you don't have to compare it to anything in the physical world. It's just abstract, colorful beauty.